Welcome back to the Scarlet Faithful podcast. I'm Aaron Breitman coming to you on a rapid reaction on Saturday, July 8th, as Kaj Sanders, four-star athlete from Bergen Catholic, has committed to Rutgers. Certainly a huge recruiting win for Greg Schiano and the coaching staff. Wanted to just run through it real quick. Um, Obviously, it's a win for multiple reasons. First of all, he's a great talent. He does play both sides of the ball for Bergen Catholic, but ultimately projected to be a defensive player. Some are saying he's going to be safety. He's 6'1", 185. He's an aggressive player. He's got great size. He already looks like he's ready to play in college, the way his build is. And I could totally see him end up being a cornerback for Rutgers, being a bigger bodied uh, guy with ball skills who is sure tackler, and just plays with an edge. And this is just from a talent perspective and what he brings on the field. It's a great win for Rutgers in a class and a recruiting cycle where they've gone out of state quite a bit. He's just the third New Jersey recruit. This is a big time New Jersey recruit to land. He's a top 10 consensus New Jersey recruit. He's from the Big North, Bergen Catholic, a school Rutgers does not have the most success with. Hasn't had a lot of success at all, really. Pretty much forever, not just a Greg Schiano issue. And so landing a guy like him from Bergen Catholic, probably the top two recruits in New Jersey are going to Georgia. They're from the Big North, but I think Kaj Sanders is probably the third best recruit from the Big North in the 24 cycle. And Rutgers ended up getting him. He had a great offer list, almost 2 dozen offers, over a dozen Power Five schools. Penn State was in the mix. Ultimately, it sounds like it came down between the North Carolina, South Carolina, Wisconsin, and Rutgers, where he took official visits to all of them. Does sound like his family, from what Rivals and 24/7 Sports was saying, was very big on him staying home, and that played a factor. And yeah, I mean, hey, we'll take it. Rutgers offers, there's not every New Jersey recruit's gonna want to stay home. We talked about that a bunch, but it also offers the benefits of staying home. And in this case, it sounds like it really helped. So, um, I think that for this recruiting class, Rutgers has, first of all, the coaching staff, what they've done in the last month has just been critical. And they've had a lot of success. They've really built this class into a very solid class. Looking at this is a rapid reaction, so the new 24/7 Sports rankings aren't out yet. Rutgers was 32nd nationally before Sanders committed, and they were now 10th in the Big Ten. And it's funny, it's ninth if you don't count USC. They've added USC and UCLA into the conference rankings for 2024 by 24/7 Sports. I guess it does make sense that, for the 24 cycle, 24 season, they'll be Big Ten members. But they're, you can't take them out, the traditional Big Ten, the new traditional Big Ten, whatever. Rutgers is ninth. So they could bump up a little bit. But what is encouraging after, they landed the last four-star Corey Dove Jr., their last commitment, made it 20. Now they're at 21, 2 4-stars in a row. But before counting Sanders, their player grade average is well over 86 now, which is an improvement. And let's just see here. In terms of where they rank in the Big Ten, is at 86.30 before Sanders, right? So Sanders is rated pretty high, 89.33. 0.8933. So he's not too far away from a 90. That's going to beef up their average and even more. And, even when they were higher ranked nationally in the top 20, I was saying that their player grade average was only 12th in the Big Ten, which is not great, and why they were projecting closer to a top 40 class. Now, even before Sanders, they're ahead of 4 other Big Ten teams: Indiana, Maryland, Northwestern, and who is that fourth? I just had it up. Illinois. So that's encouraging. And then now with Sanders, they have a chance. They're probably Minnesota is in the high 86. Everybody else is way ahead of that. But they have a chance to pass them. Michigan State's way ahead. So, Iowa's in the 87s. But listen, they're getting better in terms of that player grade. And again, I've said this before, rankings aren't everything. And that's why I love the Sanders pickup, because whatever his ranking is, if you look at his film, if you look at him, if you've seen him live, he's a legitimate Big Ten football player that can help this team moving forward. And it's a big get. It's a big get. He's his athleticism, his size, his speed. He's a track star as well. So he's bringing legitimate speed, legitimate talent. He plays in a really competitive league, and you know it's also been said that the Big North hasn't been that successful at the collegiate level lately. Um, but he just has the makings of a. I mean, he's a football player, and I think he's going to be really good for Rutgers, and I think he could play sooner rather than later. And it's just a big win for so many reasons. In terms of the class, it's certainly looking better. They'll definitely be in the top 30. You know, there's a lot of really good high 3-star recruits in this class, but you got to add some 4 stars too. And now with Corey Duff Jr. and then Kaj Sanders, that's back to back in a week that Rutgers has landed. Two really good athletes, two really good football players, and has made this class even better. Um, you have a top 10 recruit in New Jersey now. AJ Serace is ranked 11th. He's right there. I'm really high on him. I'm working on a piece with him because I think he's going to end up being a tremendous get for Rutgers as well. But they're getting quality. Geographically, they've gone all over the map this cycle. I like that. There's some debate as to whether New Jersey is down this cycle. Um, you know, there's still the top 40 is littered with Power Five commitments. But Rutgers, listen, they're getting guys that fit their program, and this class has a chance, right? Has a chance to finish in the top 30. It's still not, I'd say, there. You need to add another probably 2 4-star guys rated around 90. But let's also focus on what they're bringing in, and the defensive talent that they're bringing in is really good. The offensive talent, still the class is heavy on offensive talent at the top of the rankings. With aside from Corey Duff Jr. is tight end, possibly wide receiver. Gabe Winovich probably going to be running back. Then you have the linebacker Sam Robinson from Florida, Isaiah Crumpler, tremendous wide receiver from North Carolina, and then AJ Serace. So you throw Sanders in the mix now, him and Robinson, 2 of the top 6 on the defensive side. But overall for the class, I think the defensive side is really good. And then you have now 4 of the top 6 are offensive players, all highly rated. Some of them 3-star, but high 3-star, not far away, and even rated 4 stars by certain recruiting services. So there's a lot to like about this class. This is the best class that Schiano is currently bringing in. If they can sign it as is, it'll definitely be the best class that Schiano's had in 2.0 since coming back in 2020. 2020 class that he first signed, after just a couple weeks. So positive news. It's been a good month plus for Rutgers on the recruiting trail. They need to continue it. We're not quite sure how many spots they have left. Of course, the transfer portal is part of it as well. But it's been a big week plus getting Corey Duff Jr. and Kaj Sanders, 2 local kids, 2 highly regarded kids, 2 national recruits, 2 kids with a lot of really good offers and a lot of really good official visits that Rutgers was able to secure. Now they got to sign him. They got to sign the rest of the class. They got to fill the gaps, right? Probably, they need probably, I don't know, I'd say a couple on either side of the ball. You always need linemen. We'll see what happens there. But overall, this is a great pickup for many reasons. And I think Sanders is going to be a real difference maker for Rutgers for a long time. So great news today. Thank you for watching and listening to this podcast. I've been a little bit sporadic this week, being on vacation and July 4th week, but I'll be back to daily podcasts very, very soon. And you can continue to read all my coverage at thescarletfaithful.com. I've had a lot of basketball coverage recently, just in terms of the NBA Summer League in full swing, tracking Ron Harper Jr. and Caleb McConnell, as well as the Peach Jam. and I'll have more updates in the next day or two. So stay tuned, and thanks for watching and listening once again here at the Scarlet Face.